Shalom, shalom, and welcome back here to this special Feast talk show
Yeah.
that
The second day.
is the second day, is our second day celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And it's such a blessing to be here doing this, special edition and the short insights on the promises of YaHuWaH to Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are part of those promises.
So we welcome all of you. Thank you for joining us today. We gave you a little bit more time with a notification. Hopefully YouTube's work was working better today with the notification. If not, you need to be attentive to when we are broadcasting this live stream. So I just want to ask you if you can make a comment if the sound is good, because we change everything just to put a different setup.
And we have to change the
And we have
microphone.
to change the microphone and so on. So just let us know if you are able to hear us well. And we have, in the meantime, we have Karen. Thank you, Karen, for joining us. Tyler, Michael, Corina. Welcome, Corina. YaHuWaH also we have here. Tyler, and Tyler already mentioned. We have Erika from Wichita. Welcome.
Yeah.
Sounds is good. We can hear you. Okay.
Perfect. Rob.
And we have Rob as well here.
Yeah.
Welcome, Rob. So today we will continue with the promises. I hope, in case you are celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Chag that you are enjoying the feast. We are enjoying our matzah. We have a piece of matzah here. So if we're hungry, we are going to be eating matzah in front of you. Not necessarily. We are here to very clear video. Thank you, YaHuWaH. So we are here to. This is not going to be a long one. We want to go exactly to the point and to go ahead with the second promise. Second promise of YaHuWaH to His people Yisra'eel. And as we did yesterday, the idea is that this is going to be totally unscripted.
Yeah.
Because we have prepared nothing.
Yeah. So what the Ruach put in our Ruach.
Exactly.
So we are going to share that.
And not only what the Ruach is putting in our Ruach, also what the Ruach is putting in your Ruach. So if you have any insight you want to share, go ahead, put the comment in the chat. And you want to make a question or some special comment, just put it in capital letter.
Question. And
so we're gonna take a look in the comments. And let's see.
Maybe
Corina
you're
says,
going to need,
"Yummy."
You're going to need
I
this.
think so, because I'm getting old. Looks just like mine. Oh wait, is your recipe? That's nice, Corina. Comments. Amin matzah. Yeah, I just remember, Corina, that I owe you my special recipe of pizza matzah.
Oh yeah, that's
Maybe
really...
we should put, as Karen was suggesting, just hit record when we're doing some pizza matzah.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
And just to show how we do pizza matzah, Chilean style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pizza matzah Chilean style. Maybe we will do that. But let's focus, because I'm diverting to different things. So let's go and let me put here in the screen the main passage we are reading, and this is in the book of Shemot, Exodus chapter 6, verse 6 to verse 8, and this is exactly what YaHuWaH was promising to Israel. So let's go and let's read it. Let me change the screen because we have only one screen today.
Yeah.
So you want to read today?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Say therefore to the children of Israel, I am YaHuWaH, and I shall bring you out from under the burdens of the Mistreats, and shall deliver you from their slaving, and shall redeem you with an outstretched arm, and with great judgment, and shall take you as my people. And I shall be your Elohim, and you shall know that I am YaHuWaH your Elohim, who is bringing you out from under the burdens of the Mistreats. And I shall bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, to give it to you as an inheritance. I am YaHuWaH.
So today the second promise is, I shall deliver you. So it is clearly said, I shall deliver you
From their enslaving.
Yeah. So Let me change gears here, and let's put us back on the screen. Let me put the comment over here. So, second promise, I shall deliver you.
Yeah. Yesterday he was taking us out from that place. Now he's delivering us from their slavery.
So yesterday we said that basically what we see here is what we have called or named the two-step salvation, right? And everything that we see in between is part of the plan of salvation, right?
Yeah.
At least that's the way that I see it.
Yeah.
So, as you properly said, the first step is to bring you out. So now is deliver you. I was taking a look. I just did a little bit of research while waiting for Cristobal
Okay.
on the Hebrew word, because I was thinking that the Hebrew word was the Yeshua or the Yasha,
And
it's
it
not.
was,
It's
it
a different word. It's Natsal.
Okay, como de Nazarim?
Not
No?
necessarily, but
Okay.
yeah, maybe has
Maybe.
some connection. But it's a root word in Hebrew.
Okay.
But it's used in many other places, and it's being translated as taking you out, snatched you out, or rescue you.
Okay.
Also deliver you, and it's being used in different places. And I think it's a kind of a synonym of, in this case, Yeshua, deliverance. So, what do you think? Why this is the second step? You know, in the two-step salvation, this is the second promise, is part of the salvation plan.
Because I think that, well, at the beginning, if we were going to be removed from one place, maybe we were still having some bounds.
I was thinking exactly the same.
And I think that Abba was going to help us in order to cut those bounds. So to help us to lose any kind of tightness that we have and anything that is grabbing us, I don't know, and is holding us.
We can
because
do-
maybe that kind of stuff are going to try to keep us, I don't know, like a prisoner. You were thinking about what you were doing with Cristobal.
We should do that, right? What is it? Do you remember?
Yeah, in the...
Okay,
I'm going-
just
okay.
wait for me 1 minute.
Okay.
You can continue sharing your insight. You know, everybody wants to hear you.
Okay, thank you. So it's usually is when you are being taken from one place, but you're still having some maybe customs, maybe some traditions, maybe some things that you don't realize, but they are kind of strings with the other place, and they're still having your maybe your mind, your body connected to that place. So at the end, you are still a slave from that place.
You know, it's funny to do these kind of things because you can see and confirm that this is live. You know, it's not a premiere, not recording,
nothing.
and so on.
Yeah.
So, you know, the other day I was doing a
practical
example teaching Cristobal
Yeah.
about some words of Mashiach, and we were using this kind of robe that I prepared a long time ago. So I can use it. You can look like a, like a, like an Indian. No?
But you were talking
but
about
we can do it like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we can have a kind of bondage.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lillian, you can show in the. So basically, Lillian has some bones, and she's my slave.
Yeah. Somehow.
know?
Yeah.
But you have a good master, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better. Yeah.
Okay. So the first promise, I will bring you out under the burdens. So it's just to remove you physically. And I think you nail it by saying, because exactly what I was thinking, is that you can be removed from one place, but you will
still
continue
have-
with some cords, some bonds.
Yeah. And those, maybe they are going to, how can I say, is going to impedir. They are going to
forbid, to avoid, to block.
to prevent that I can move freely, that I can maybe experience a new kind of life. Because usually when you are in a different place, maybe the place is bigger, maybe you have more space, maybe it's different. So you have to use your complete body to to search out.
So I fully agree with you. It's basically, in this case, I shall deliver you from slaving. Is basically he's going to cut all the bonds that are attaching us to the old master.
Yeah.
So in order to be free.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting part from me, because, and maybe we have mentioned this in the past, we are not being freed by YaHuWaH in order to be completely free.
We are going to change.
We are going to change master. We are going to be free from slaving in order to become servants of YaHuWaH. We're not going to serve this master anymore. We are going to be serving under the coverage of the perfect master.
It's not because we have an obligation anymore. It's because we want to do it. It's with a willing heart. It's because we desire to be the servants of our new master, of Elohim.
Like we were talking to Angela today, so we are going to become free in order to be yoked together with this one, like this, just to make it a little bit more funny. And we are going to be yoked to the true master, right? YaHuWaH.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing promise. And actually, you know, what I find really interesting is the process, and as we move forward in these talks and insights on the promises, I do believe that we will be able to see the progression on salvation. Because as we already said, first, to take us out, what YaHuWaH has done with all of us when we talk about the spiritual application or manifestation of these promises is to take us out of the world, to take us out of the way of living we had in the past.
Of the ignorance that we used to have when we didn't know him, because we were ignorant before. We were blind to him. We couldn't see him.
So,
but now we know that he is there for us.
Absolutely. But you see the progression somehow, because the first thing is that it's a kind of realization that is happening within us. And that realization is likely to wake up. It's like the prodigal son, is to wake up and to see around, to understand where you are. It's like, you know, everything was dark, and some moment somebody turn on the light, and you're able to see and realize where you are. So basically it's to remove you from dark places, is to remove you from the world. The second is to deliver us from slaving. I don't remember if it was yesterday or during Pesach. I think it was during Pesach. We were saying that the Israelites, the first generation, continued having this slave's mindset.
Yeah, because they were missing everything from Egypt, like the food. They were thinking about that kind of idols. They were even, again, preparing an idol, because they have this worship image in their hearts. So they continue with all the tradition that they have.
But you know, that opened an interesting angle, because YaHuWaH promised, and he said, I shall deliver you from their enslaving. So if we're talking about a change of mindset, a change of a pattern of thoughts, a change of living, you know, he promised to do that. But the first generation of Israel, they didn't want to change. They continue with that bond that the YaHuWaH wanted to cut, but they decided not to do it. So basically, the angle that I am seeing it now is that the YaHuWaH can have beautiful promises for us. But if we don't want to take those promises, it's not going to be applicable to us. It is two-side, is working in the two sides, YaHuWaH and us.
Yeah, it's like the same exercise. If I have these bones around my hands,
so you're going to be here. Okay.
And what is going to happen? If YaHuWaH wants to cut them, I have to offer my hands so he can help me. But if I'm going just to hide my hands and like not to look to, I don't know, any other place,
he's not gonna be able, or nobody's going to be able to untie.
To help. Yeah, to help. Yeah.
So it requires our participation, our willingness.
Yeah.
And that's why Yahushua was saying that we need to deny ourselves. When we are trying to, in the example that you were giving, if we try to hide our hands.
Or if I can try to resist.
Yeah,
what is going to happen? Maybe I'm going to suffer. And I'm going to be even hurt because he's going to try to help me, but I'm just trying to refuse that, receiving that kind of help.
But why you would do that? Because you are acting under your own decision, under your own will, instead of denying yourself and to let YaHuWaH do what he has to do.
Yeah.
So we need to collaborate. We need to decide. We need to decide to want it, to be part of the promise, to be part of the pact, to be part of the covenant. So in order to receive the promise from YaHuWaH.
I was thinking about that. I'm sure that most of you have seen these kind of videos that usually when they show an animal that they have some kind of wounds or they are trapped with something, maybe some kind of wire around their heads or things like that. And when people are trying to help them, they are just, avoiding because they are really frightened about the situation.
Yeah.
But when they're just allow them to collaborate, they can be free. And afterwards, even though they run away, sometimes they can recognize, even when the person is going to visit them.
Wow.
Again, when they are going to visit them, and they are very grateful, and and in some cases, they are going to want to be with that person and not to leave that place anymore.
You just made me to remember, and I think it's quite beautiful. Because, part of those videos, sometimes the animals are moving forward and they're going away. But in one moment, they just look back just to see the person that was helping them.
Yeah.
And there are so many stories in the Brit Hadashah when Yahushua was healing people, they were doing, something very similar. You remember the lepers? The lepers, they were healed by YaHuWaH. They went away, but only one of them came back
and give thanks.
Thanks to him. It's the same behavior. So, and it's quite interesting on what we have been discussing and reading about lately. Everything in the spiritual and these promises as part of the spiritual, because even though that they are going to be manifested once again in the physical, as it happened at the beginning, they have been being manifested in the spiritual. The physical manifestation of that soon is going to happen in the second Exodus somehow is connected to our spiritual behavior and our spiritual decisions. So healing is exactly the same. It's exactly as the example you provided with the animals that are being trapped in the, in the water or in any place, and they need help in order to be rescued, but they don't want at the beginning because they're frightened. But then they just relax and let the person to save them. We have to do exactly the same. Sometimes when we resist, he's not going to be able to rescue us. But we need to let it go and to allow him to do what he knows is best for us. But in the same way that the lepers went away, but only one of them came back, we need to be like that one, to come back and to give thanks, to change our way of mind, our way of thinking. Because that's the way basically is that we are going to cut any bones from slavery from the past, in order to be free, to forget about the past, forget about those days of bondage, in order to be free and to be renewed in our mind, in order to go to the next step, the next promise, until we get to the seventh one, that we are going to get into the land.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good. Anything else?
If we want to take it to the more deepened meaning, maybe, well, because with the sacrifice of YaHuWaH, our Mashiach, he gave us the possibility to be out of the curse of death that is upon us, so we can have a way to return to our Abba. And maybe our struggles, our daily struggles, at that kind of resistance that we are doing, but they are so necessary. So we can understand that here in this place is not the place that belongs to YaHuWaH, that belongs to our Abba. It's a completely different place that He intended for us. His creation is only like, I don't know, is a kind of how do you say that? It's a kind of a reflection, but it's contaminated. And we have to put our eyes in the real creation that He is going to renew at one point. And for that, we cannot be in that place with this body, because this is a corrupted body. We cannot be with this mind, because also our mind is corrupted. So He's trying to let us know every day, and to give us that empowerment through His Ruach, to tell us, try to be perfect, because in my house, I want that my house is going to be perfect. Today, I was reading something that it was even in a game. I was playing like a trivia game about knowledge about the scriptures. And it was saying why when Mashiach was having a meal in the house, and he didn't wash his hand, and the Pharisees, they were complaining about that because he didn't wash the hands. I haven't checked this because it was a game, because it was like 10 minutes before you arrived that I got that question. But it says that this meal was in his house, and I was thinking, if he was in his house, he didn't even have the need to wash his hand, because he lived in a proper way. He was clean. So it's for us that we have that kind of instruction, because we are mixed with things that are not pure, that are not clean. So I was thinking about that, and the invitation that our Father is doing to us through Yahushua, that we have to put that standard in our life. So He cut these bounds to sin, to death. So the invitation is open for us to be clean and be there with Him. Yeah. And that is the land that He is offering us.
Absolutely. You know, I just saw a comment from Camila here. She said, sometimes the chains become too comfortable. Do we want to be well? And maybe it's good to reinforce something when we talk about I shall deliver you from slaving. Sometimes we become slaves to our past. We become slave of sin without knowing it. And that requires the attitude of going out of the comfort zone. Because as Camila said, you know, it becomes so comfortable to continue the status quo, to continue living as we are, without even thinking sometimes that maybe I have a kind of bondage. It's the same thing that we were talking to the store the other day, yesterday. Is that we need to identify Yahushua gave us the authority in order to tie and untie in heaven and in earth. So it requires our decision to receive that deliverance. But it begins, as Karen was repeating here previously as well, that since He's not going to force us, it requires that we need to offer them up to Him like an offering.
Yeah.
So, YaHuWaH, you know better than me. I have identified that I have this bondage in my life. I want to be part of receive your promises. You already took me out. Now, help me and deliver me from slaving. And as soon as we do that, He's going to start doing it. And once again, it's not one time. We need to continue doing it because Satan will come back in order to attack us in those areas that we are weak. And we can fall again on the same error, in the same behavior, in the same pattern. So we need to continue until we are completely free from that bondage. And we have to do that at every moment and with everything in our lives. It's like, I give you my life to you. Free me from any type of slaving from the past and from sin. Good. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will continue doing more talk shows like this. Okay. So before closing, we're going to take a look in the chat and welcome Brigida Rojas. You are so late today, but it's good that you're here.
Yeah.
So if you have any comment or any question or anything you want to share, go ahead, put your comment in the chat. We are taking a look here. So, Camila, a very wonderful talk show. Thank you so much, Camila. We are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, thank you both, John Jones. Loving the talk shows. Good. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
So, I'm not comfortable with it at all. Keeps Deegan was saying.
Maybe you need to.
Yes,
read that one.
maybe.
Yeah.
Rob said before, to love YaHuWaH and keep His commandments, to learn the true image of YaHuWaH. That's another you will not follow. The other is in the image of the flesh. That's true.
Yeah, I was thinking about this Stockholm syndrome. Do you know about that? That usually when some people are being taken prisoners, and at the end they fell in love with the person who was taking them.
Yeah.
So we have to have that syndrome, but only with YaHuWaH, with Yahushua. So we have to choose where we are going to put that love, because and it's not something that we are prisoners, but we are going to be His servants and doing every action, everything from our hearts. So that is going to be beautiful.
Good. So we will continue practicing the joke together. So
yeah, we are going to be twins.
Yeah, exactly. Now that we are free,
Yeah.
so we need to be yoked
Yeah.
to Him, to YaHuWaH HaMashiach. So let's keep it here. Jimmy and Marisa,
Yeah.
they're here. Thank you, Juan Carlos and Lilian, for taking time from your busy day and being with all of us. Yeah, bless and keep you. Thank you so much for you to be with us here. You put joy in our hearts just for the fact that you are walking with us in this amazing way, the way of truth, the way of YaHuWaH. So, as we said, this is going to be short, just to the point, and I think we already shared everything that was in our heart. So, thank you so much for joining us.
Keep enjoying the feast.
Keep enjoying the feast.
Or when you're going to celebrate it. Yeah.
Keep eating matzah and preparing your own matzah. If you don't know how to prepare your matzah yet, go to the channel and there's some few recipes that Corina is enjoying, still enjoying.
And even this is a physical way to help us to deliver us from some diseases, because when we have a 1 week without leaven in our bodies, at least once per year, we can avoid a lot of diseases. So that is important. However, take care about us, even with every single instruction that He gave us.
Good. And we will try to upload a recipe for the pizza matzah.
Yeah.
Maybe we will try to do something.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, till tomorrow, thank you so much. YaHuWaH be with you. Chag Sameach. And see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.